Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Maiden. Today is January 11th, 2025. This video will continue to document the ongoing corruption in Clinton County, including Timothy Lawless and his clown car of just some pieces of shit up there. I don't know what to say now. They have turned their full power of Clinton County and the state government, and I guess even the feds were involved, against the mother of my children, against Kristen Carnahan, who was convicted as a major drug trafficker in upstate New York on December 10th. Now, I just spent 15 minutes or so talking on the phone with Kristen, finally able to, set up everything with where Kristen is incarcerated, and I'm going to continue working with Kristen because she's abandoned. I mean, yes, she's made a lot of mistakes. She's completely destroyed our family, completely destroyed me. I can tell you one of the sad things is that as much as, Kristen says that she's sorry and, wants to make all these changes, she still will not acknowledge, all of the lies that she told to the court about me and about circumstances going on when we were together. So it's going to be hard for me to I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to just rectify what she's saying with what actually she does and what comes out of her mouth. This is the profound impact, I think, of all the drugs that Kristen's done in her life and some really severe psychiatric issues that need to be resolved. But there's so much sadness, so much grief, so much, gnashing of teeth now that, you end up in state prison for 10 years, or that's your sentence. What can I say to you at this point? Anyway, here's what I'm going to try to do. When I talk to Kristen, like I said, and I've been emailing her back and forth and trying to send her some socks and a thermal shirt and things like sneakers that she needs. And then I made mistakes and sent the wrong things, so I'm going to have to do that again. But the honest truth about Kristen and me is, and I've said this before, Kristen is 24 years younger than I am. So I have a certain capacity for her, certain capacity. My capacity of love for her is not just something, strictly sexual or strictly on that level. My commitment to Kristen is practically parental. She's like my oldest daughter. When you're 24 years older than someone, a lot of what you do is teaching, always teaching, but in a way that you don't offend your partner. Although they're 24 years younger than you, they're still your partner. So you can only present things to someone as smart as Kristen is in a certain way and get her to buy in. And that's always been the trickiest part. Is Kristen is so smart, she believes that she can figure out things on her own, that she doesn't need any help. I guess, well, the 7 deadly sins are pride, anger, greed, gluttony, lust, envy, and sloth. And yes, I have them memorized in case you were wondering. But pride is the first one for a reason. And I'm all too familiar with it. I mean, arrogance is one of my character traits that I battle against, and it is something that Kristen has to deal with too. She just thinks she's too smart and that she can get away with whatever she wants to do, and playing around with that level of narcotics and that level of drug transactions anywhere is very dangerous. But Plattsburgh is a very small place. You can't move 2 circles away without ever jeopardizing your own freedom and everything, because people just snitch on each other left and right. Anyway, I just thought I'd give a quick update because so many things have been going on and not much has changed. My daughters have been removed from the picture by Ricky Carnahan's mother. Now listen to all this shit. There has never been any action taken against me in court regarding my parental rights. When I came up to Plattsburgh after brain surgery in 2017, I wanted to do what I thought was best for my children at the time, which was just to start building a relationship. And Judge Lawless, Bruno, Crookshank, Maxwell, this cast of corrupt characters up there just destroyed me. A 100% service-connected disabled veteran. They destroyed me on the basis of simple hearsay. They failed to follow the law. The UCCJEA, the Uniform Child Custody Jurisdiction Enforcement Act, governs these kinds of, the movement of children interstate, like from Pennsylvania to New York, as Kristen took my daughters from the state of Pennsylvania to New York and then started making legal claims against me to cause jeopardy for me and to put me in the hands of some piece of shit like Timothy Lawless, who just sat up there waiting to throw me in prison if I ever showed my face in Plattsburgh, which did happen, by the way. But no, just letting you know, the beat goes on for me. I went through a bunch of tests and everything at the Wilmington VA Medical Center and at Coatesville. And my God, 62 years old. I'm a brain surgery survivor, a cancer survivor, stage 2 knee replacements, and sports hernia surgeries, umbilical hernia surgeries. I've probably had 10 concussions in my life. I've been involved in 2 life-threatening car accidents in the last 10 months. I actually flipped the Subaru Forester on its roof, and the car saved my life in that accident. So the head trauma and the traumatic brain injuries from all this have been profound. I was stuttering for a long time. I think I'm starting to heal finally. I don't have good days all the time, but this one got me jacked up from talking to Kristen and from thinking about what has transpired. Now you have to remember, and I'll close in about another minute. You have to remember that when it comes to Kristen and me, we probably, or I did, and Kristen continued to lie through all this. I hope that she'll come forward and admit that, all of this nonsense against me was a lie, and that it just went, way too far, and that the court never should have allowed her to come up here and make those kind of false claims. And there are a lot of mechanisms in place, and there were a lot of ways that they should have responded to my petition. They should have, used the UCCJEA, and they should have communicated with Bucks County, Pennsylvania, regarding, the pending charges against Kristen at the time. But they did none of that. Instead, they changed their focus to me and decided that, as Lawless often does, to target one person and to absolutely destroy that person under any circumstances. So now that Kristen has completely lied, in front of them for so long and gotten away with it and actually, derived benefits of it and spent millions of dollars, in people's, salary and time up there and efforts and everything else over the years, that she's certainly persona non grata. They wanted her the fuck out of there. 10 years sounds like the least of what they wanted to do to her. So there are 3 people, or probably 4 people, that could make a big difference in that, and that's my daughters, because you've been horribly lied to. When I attempt to file this, here's the thing that I told Kristen. She's thinking about it too linearly. And me, I'm just a knucklehead, busted up, disabled old Air Force veteran. I don't, have much pull in any of this, believe it or not. They don't believe guys. They don't like guys. But if some knucklehead female rolls into the courtroom and makes up some fabulous story and can choke up a few tears and show you a bruise on her arm, then, it's on like Donkey Kong as far as going after men. Makes no sense to me, but let's figure this out. I've got to get back involved here because my daughters are 14, 15, and 16 now, and I want custody of them again. And if they can, explain to the court that they want to come and live with me, then I will certainly, welcome them with open arms. It's time for all of the lies and shams and scams and everything else to be exposed. And I have thousands of pages of documentation. I have hours and hours of videos like this exposing the corruption all along the process. I won an appeal, for fuck's sake. There's a 180-page document by my attorney at the time, Todd Monahan, and we won. You know what happened when we won? We got Bruno to recuse himself, and they decided to just, throw this whole matter back in front of Timothy Lawless, prick and a half motherfucker of Clinton County. So we're gonna name him too. I don't know if he's probably gonna, be infallible or something, as any of his decisions would be as a judge. But yeah, I don't know. $50 million. Let's start there. $50 million against the state of New York, Clinton County Family Court. Hell, I can name them all up and down the line, and that's what they know I'm gonna do, and that's why they wanted to knock Kristen out of the box like they did, because what just happened with Kristen should have been prevented. She never should have had to go through anything like this. I begged the court and I begged various agencies of Clinton County to at least put Kristen on probation and make her come pee in a cup and go through counseling and not be able to deliberately lie to the court and get Timothy Lawless to take actions against me, knowing that what he was doing was based on outright lies by Kristen. But wink, wink, nudge, nudge, conspiratorially, as I documented over and over again, Lawless went against all laws that are established in this regard and openly, took action against me with no evidence whatsoever. None. I repeat, no evidence whatsoever other than whack job Kristen standing up there making up shit, and her attorney, Keith Bruno, Kangaroo Keith of the famous Kangaroo Court, backed up by Ricky Carnahan's fucking mother, Lynn Ormsby Massengale Douchebag is her name. So the Massengale Douchebag aspect of this has not even been explained. But she has no legal standing other than Kristen was dumb enough to give it to her. So I don't know, just talking. Look for me online.